Hi everybody, welcome back to the channel. My name is Gherkin. I'm a wedding filmmaker from Kansas City, Missouri. I like drinking Dr. Pepper and talking to a camera, and today that's exactly what we're gonna do. Because we're gonna talk about something very interesting that happened to me just last night. Let's do it. First and foremost, this is not what you think it is. This is tea. We have been drinking tea non-stop in this house. We have currently 3-gallon jugs of Milo's tea sitting up in the fridge. Yeah. So no Dr. Pepper today. We have tea instead. Hi guys. What are we talking about today? So, we're going to talk about something interesting that happened to me last night. This is not the first time that this has happened to me, and I don't know if that makes it more interesting or less interesting. Regardless, we're going to talk about creation. Whoa, shocker, we're talking about creative things on this channel. At the end of the last Sunday Ramble that I did, which if you haven't seen it, you should go see it. It's one of my favorite Sunday Rambles, the Pitchforks video. You should definitely go and watch that. I really did like that Sunday Ramble a lot. You should go check it out. Link up here. I said at the very end that we needed to do more creating. Less scrolling, more creating. And I meant that in the terms of when you create things, you're less likely to criticize other people for creating things. But it sparked an idea. When you create things, you are less likely to criticize others. Yes, because creation fixes everything. Creating and being creative fixes everything. And I mean that literally. Last night, I was not having it, not in the mood, didn't want to do anything. I had a really long day at work. Things at work right now are a little crazy. And I just wasn't feeling it. I just didn't want to do anything. So I told myself all day at work, like, I need to film a video when I get home. I need to film a video when I get home. I need to film a video when I get home. And I got home and I was so exhausted that I physically could not do it. I did not want to do it. So what I did instead is, because I needed to still film a video, I sat down and I planned another video instead. I physically didn't have the brain power to come up with all this shit on the spot last night. So I'm doing it now. But I instead had the brain power to just sit there and write down whatever idea came to my head. So I was still creative. I still did it. And it made me feel a lot better after doing it, because it got out of my head and into my hands. And that's what creation does. That's what making art does. It gets it out of here and onto here. And that fixes a lot of shit. I've had some pretty shitty days. Sure, everybody has shitty days. I've had some pretty terrible days where I was just like, you know what? Nothing in the world is going right now. Nothing in my life is going right. And then I sat down and I made a video. And I instantly felt 10 times better. Like, oh my gosh, this is great. We're good now. We're good. I was able to express myself in some way or another, and it made me much happier. Scientifically, and there's literal science to back this up, creation actually helps you. Being creative and making art actually helps you. There's literal studies out there on them. Making art and creating something lowers your stress hormones and increases endorphins. If you want to get real science about it, it physically helps you, which is crazy to me. That something as stupid as this, as stupid as filming a video in my basement, can make you actually happy. Scientifically and physically happy. That is so wild. Sometimes when things in your life are just like not going the greatest, sometimes you don't need a solution, you need an outlet. Because sometimes there is no solution to the things that are going wrong. You just have to go through it. And that sucks, but that's life. You just have to do it. You know, there's no solution to that either. There's no end-all be-all answer. There's no one-size-fits-all answer for how to be happy in life. But making things and being creative sure as hell does help. And it doesn't matter what kind of art it is. It could be, you know, painting or writing or filming or photography. It doesn't matter what kind of art it is. You just need art. You just need to do something. You need to do something else and let your subconscious handle all the shit. And that is something that I am actually very interested in, is the ability to let our subconscious take things. When you are focusing on something, when you're focusing on one thing and putting all of your focus into that, in the back of your mind, all the other stuff is going on. So when you're sitting here and when you're creating, when I'm filming these videos, I'm letting my subconscious make all the decisions for me. There's a couple decisions that I need to make about videos coming up. videos that I'm about to film right after these. And I'm focusing instead on this video, and I'm allowing my subconscious to take all the rest. Because I don't have time to think about that. I have time to film these. I don't know. It's something very interesting to me. It's why, like, people come up with their best ideas when they're in the shower, or when they're doing laundry, or when they're driving, or going on a walk. It's that you're focusing on one thing. So the other part of your brain, the part of your brain that you're not using to actively focus on this thing, is focusing on all the other stuff. It's very interesting to me. It's a very interesting topic, but you might not like. Anyways, whatever. That's not what this video is about. But, I mean, kind of, but it's not what this video is about. Let's get back into it. Sometimes when you're in this weird little headspace of I hate everything and everyone, you just want to scroll on Instagram, on TikTok, on Twitter, whatever it is. You just want to scroll. And you just want to feel numb for a while. But sometimes that can make that worse. We talk a lot in the creative field about creation over consumption. And consuming other people's work is a good thing. Yes, it is. And I would love to make an entire video about that. Consuming other people's work is great for a specific reason. Consuming more than you create is not. You need to make things. And when you're in the headspace of, I don't want to do anything right now, I just want to sit here and be numb, the last thing that you want to do is get up and make a piece of art. So instead, I will issue you a challenge. I actually spoke about this in my creative guilt video. If you want to go back and watch that, link up here. I spoke about this a little bit. It's called the 5-minute rule. I don't remember where I heard it from, but I heard about the 5-minute rule, where if there's something that you don't want to do, if there's a task that you really are just not wanting to do, everybody has it. Everybody has the one task that you don't want to do. Do it for 5 minutes. And for 5 minutes, focus only on that. And if after that 5 minutes you want to stop, then you stop and you come back to it later. But more often than not, during those 5 minutes, you want to turn the timer off and continue. I would say 95% of the time, this works for me. I'll set a timer for 5 minutes. I'll start doing the thing for 5 minutes. When the timer goes off, I click snooze and I continue. It happens to me a lot when I'm writing videos. Writing videos to me is not fun. This is why I don't script them. I don't like to write videos. I don't even like to write video ideas. I don't like to do that. I don't like to plan videos as much. I like to, like, these little talking points, you know, I don't even really plan them. If you want to go watch that video, that one's up here. How many cards can you have? Can you have an unlimited amount of cards? Because I feel like I've plugged every single one of my videos that I've done this year. So if we can, they're all up there. If not, they'll be down here. Or, you know, you can just go watch the Sunday Ramble playlist. I don't know how many cards you can have. I'm just throwing them up there. Anyways, what was I talking about? But I don't really like to plan videos. So what I do is I force myself to sit down for 5 minutes and I say, all right, you're planning a video right now. You're doing it. You're going to plan a video right now. And you're going to set a timer for 5 minutes. And during that 5 minutes, all you're going to do is plan this video. And if after 5 minutes, you really don't want to do it anymore, we'll stop. Most of the time, though, I would say 99% of the time, I snooze the alarm and I keep going. I don't know. It works. It works for me. It may not work for you, but it works for me. It's very interesting. It's a very interesting thing. We're talking about a lot of cool stuff today. We're talking about a lot of cool stuff that Gherkin's found over the past couple years. That's fun. What else we got? So, last little point, and then we'll be done. A lot of times when people think about creating art, they think about, how do I want to put this? Can we just be blunt? Can I just be blunt with you? Can I just be honest? They think about famous artists, famous filmmakers, famous photographers, famous painters. They think about those guys. And they think, I'm never going to get to that level. And honestly, that's not the point. The point is not to be the next James Patterson of writing. The point is not to be the next Picasso. The point is to get it out of your head and into your hands, or into a camera, or onto a canvas, or a Google Doc. Literally anything. It doesn't matter. You can sit there and just doodle for 5 hours. I don't care. It does not matter. I'm not an artist. Let me just say that right now. I'm not, and when I say artist, I mean I'm not I can't draw. I can't draw. I can't paint. I can't do none of that. I can't do that. I can do this. I'm a pretty decent filmmaker, and I can shoot some photos when I want to, and I like to write, but I can't draw. However, there are multiple times in my life where I'll take my iPad and I'll take Procreate and I will draw. And I like to trace things like tattoos. I like to design some of my own tattoos, so I will trace out my tattoos on Procreate and then give them to the artist so that they can have them. And I just tell them to make it less shit. But that actually has helped me a lot when I'm in that space of like, God damn, I really don't want to do anything. I don't like anyone. I hate the world. I'll get on my iPad and I'll just start tracing some shit. And I'll start making some shit. Because it helps you take back something. There's something that you can control when you create something. When you consume a piece of art, you don't control that because you didn't make it. You may even judge it. But when you actually make something tangible, make a video, shoot some photos, write a chapter of a book, you're actually doing something that you can control. And human beings, physically, like to be in control of things. So when you feel like your world is spiraling, at least there's still this. And the point is not for it to be good. The point is not for it to go hang in the Louvre. The point is that you made it, and that it's here. Make whatever you want. Make it shitty. The point is not that everyone's gonna see it. The point is that it's going to help. And that's all that really matters at the end of the day. Yeah, sure, I'm good with that. About 16 minutes, that's pretty decent. I really thought it was gonna be way less than that, but here we are. Listen, that's all I got for you today. I'm about to go film something crazy. Yeah, this is gonna be fun. This is gonna be interesting. Please wish me luck because this is just gonna be wild. And you'll see what I mean in a minute. I'm gonna go. I love you all. Thank you so much for being here. I had an absolute blast. I love you all. See you in the next one. Goodbye. Yeet! Should I have said to do all the YouTube things? Who cares?